Senator Joe Manchin, you got to see this. Senator Joe Manchin having an election year meltdown. Check this out.
This is great for America. Can't we do something for our country without having to bring politics into it?
Well,
That's all I'm not going to talk about.
You're a Democratic senator. I'm just asking you whether you would support the leader of your own party.
I'm supporting this bill, Andrea.
Whoa. How is that? Joining me now, the best to evaluate this one, Joe Concha, media columnist for The Hill and Fox News contributor, and Mark Simone, WOR radio host. Andrea Mitchell, at her best, love her. The question, I don't know if it was exactly, she asked him, will you support Biden in 2024? She also asked him if you'll support Democratic candidates in 22. Now, kind of looked to me like you didn't want to make an answer. What was your read?
He was very upset with Andrea Mitchell, but knowing Joe Manchin, he'll be co-hosting a show with her next week. You can't trust this guy. These mavericks,
so
it's a maverick. It's like talking to a moth. You never know which way they're going to turn. And he teams up with Schumer on this bill. This guy could give Hunter Biden a lesson in how to find payoffs.
You know, he broke my heart. I've told you that. He broke my heart. I spoke to him earlier in the week. I told him, Joe, you broke my heart. He said, I want to unbreak it, but he didn't. Joe Concha, what is Manchin saying? Is he a Democrat or not?
Well, to Mark's point, I don't think there is a
understand.
word that exists right now, right? He's become Slick Joey, which I, just like you, did not see this coming in any way, shape, or form, because I thought he understood what inflation would do to people in his state and in the country. And then when he says, no, if you inject $700 billion into the economy, it will lower inflation. Oh. No, it won't. I mean, Wharton, that's a pretty good school of business, right?
Yeah.
They say it will not reduce inflation because sane and sober people may actually be doing the analysis there. It makes no sense. I mean, you worked as the senior economist to President Trump. Can this work?
No.
Okay.
I mean, just look at, I'll say no, I'm a splicer, but you're right. These other groups, the Penn-Wharton model, the Joint Tax Committee staff. Now, Manchin, the other day on our network with Harris Faulkner, tried to say the Joint Tax Committee was run by, it was a Republican report. And they immediately, the staff, the career guys, said, no, it's not. This is nonpartisan stuff. So they say no. Penn-Wharton says no. The Tax Foundation, which is right of center, they say no. I don't know anybody that wants to say yes. So, that's my answer. But, Mark, politically, why, if Joe Manchin is teaming up with Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden on this crazy bill, which will do so much damage in higher taxes and higher inflation, why won't he say he'll support Biden? Or why won't he come out and say he'll support Democratic candidates in 2022? It's a Democratic Congress that's going to pass the Manchin-Schumer reconciliation bill. It ain't Republicans.
Never fall in love with a maverick. He's going to turn 8 more ways before he's done. The bright side of this, I think it's the Democrats' admission that they're going to lose big in November, and they better cash in now and do this now.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, is he going to go on the stump and campaign for any Democrats?
Of course not, because
I'm trying to figure out what he was saying to Andrea Mitchell, whom I've known for God knows how many years.
Well, look at the Brett Baier interview, right? The Brett Baier interview on Sunday.
Yes.
Right? Where he would not even commit to saying that he wants Democrats to control the House and Senate again after this. Why wouldn't you just say, of course I do, I'm a Democrat, or of course I support the leader of my party and Joe Biden, but he won't do that.
Because I'm supporting a spending and taxing Democratic bill.
Right.
But he won't, it's weird, he won't admit it, even though he's doing it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When you said you broke my heart, did you go in for the kiss also, like Michael Corleone?
I told him I was handing my fraternity ring back to him.
Wow.
We're not going steady anymore. And he said, and he happens to be a nice man, and I do like him personally, and he said, well, I'm going to try to unbreak your heart, but he didn't. Did you see the Harris Faulkner interview of Manchin here on Fox News?
Yeah, that was horrible.
Ooh. That was a tough interview.
It's not just you. These mavericks know how to win people over. We went through this with John McCain, and he was a great guy, but he could break everybody's heart. You never know when he was done switching sides.
It's amazing. You look at the numbers. 88% of people in the most recent Monmouth poll say the country's going the wrong direction. 82% told a CNN poll, that the economy is poor, and 94% are concerned about inflation. So if Joe Manchin, who is a pragmatic person, I thought, looks at all that, how does he say, you know what, that's a winner? No one can figure this out, probably including Democrats.
Well, One last one, quickly, fellas. I guess this is a New York story. A small group of just 10 career criminals was allowed to run amok across the Big Apple and rack up nearly 500 arrests after New York enacted its controversial bail reform bill. Most of them are still on the street. According to NYPD stats, Mark Simone, the city's alleged worst of the worst repeat offenders have been busted a total of 485 times since bail reform went into effect in 2020. So these, I mean, don't tell me no bail, no jail has no impact on crime. What are these numbers saying? Exactly the reverse. And what are people doing about it? I mean, except for Lee Zeldin, who's running for office, Hochul and them and Bragg. I mean, these are outrageous numbers.
Yeah, Hochul could get rid of this district attorney who won't put anybody in jail. She can also suspend that no bail law. It's one of the powers of the government. She won't do that. But it's the same criminals over and over and over. These woke Democrats don't want to put anybody in jail except Donald Trump. That's the only person they're trying to put in jail. It's the first job of government. Control the streets, public safety. That's the #1 job of government, and they won't do it.
I give you the last word, Joe Concha, because I'm kind of thinking, yeah, inflation is huge, but crime is also huge.
Because that impacts everybody, right? People are afraid to let their kids go out at night or walk home from work. Lee Zeldin was, somebody tried to stab the guy in the neck, and he was out, the guy who tried to do it, within 24 hours. But I'll leave it here. Daniel Enriquez, right? Poor guy, Goldman Sachs. He's on the subway on the way home.
Oh, right.
And just a man goes up to him for no apparent reason, shoots him in the head. The guy's got a wife. He's got kids at home. That guy who shot him was awaiting. He was out on bail, and there was a laundry list, and not just like shoplifting, you know, assault, battery, and that guy was out on the street. This could be prevented. And that's why I can't believe that Kathy Hochul even has a chance to be governor again here. But if New Yorkers want to reelect this and they think this is the good new normal, then that's on them.
I think I think she's not going to be reelected. I would just say this. Our mutual friend, John Katsimatidis, has said, whatever the number is, 3,000 people, we know who they are, they should be locked up. And I don't know why they just go ahead and do that if they don't. Otherwise, they're never going to solve this city or this state. Anyway, Joe Concha, Mark Simone, you guys are terrific. Have you talked to Manchin about who he's backing in 2024? He won't say.
I don't talk to Manchin. I don't want to talk to him.
I thought you talked to him.